And
Hi, I'm Jack. I'm going to be playing Celeste.
The funny trans girl game.
no worries, no worries. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to UKSG RED 2024. We have a runner that is hyped to play, so no worries. Runner, take it away.
Hi, I'm going to be playing Celeste. I'm going to be playing as funny trans girl climbing a mountain.
Thank you for hosting his hosting.
Okay. Is this button to start it? The timer?
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be starting as soon as I skip this cutscene, and let's hope everything goes well. Here, I'm just going to be jumping as much as possible because it gives me a small speed boost every single time I jump.
Yeah, for those that aren't aware, Celeste is a very good game. The funny trans girl game.
It's also very precise.
Yeah. This game, if you're not like... This game, if you make the slightest mistake, it can just like ruin you.
Yeah.
It's a very precise platformer game, which I'm not very good at. I play casually, but I know a lot about the story. At the very least, the amount of the story that Any% is. Any% takes us up to the 7th chapter, so we don't bother with farewell and anything above that. So, yeah.
During the whole run, you're going to see me doing a bunch of dashes into the floor, then jumping. These are known as hypers and supers. They just give me a huge boost in speed every single time I do it.
Yeah. Something I want to mention about speed is that Madeline has, I believe, no hard-coded cap to the amount of speed you can have in the game. You can make her go as fast as you want.
Yeah.
And just combined with a bunch of tricks, that can be really just taken to the next level, which I assume we're going to see in this run.
Maybe. It's all if I can do chapter 2 correctly.
Yeah, this game is brutal. It's very easy to slip up. Yeah, a lot of the times you'll just see speedrunners doing anything but the intended way to beat the room.
This is a great example of this.
There's quite a few skips that speedrunners utilize.
That was a great example right there at the last room.
Yeah, just literally just noping the entire level. Just wall. And we go to chapter 2.
Now, in every chapter, there is a gimmick for each one of them. In here, there is these blocks known as dream blocks, which you can dash through and regain your dash once you exit them. Right now, they aren't available right now, but they will be available soon after this cutscene. It's coming up soon.
Which we will see in a second.
Yep, right here. Now right there, I skipped the cutscene, and cutscenes don't change their Y value of the character, so it just teleported me directly inside the block there.
Here we meet Madeline, Madeline's alter ego that just basically says, you can't be a mountain climber, I'm gonna kill you. And this is just the chase sequence of Madeline. Pretty straightforward. Other than, yeah. That's all pretty self-explanatory. Just get all the blue things to open up the door. Those things mess with me. I don't like them.
I'm lucky to even live there.
This game has an amazing soundtrack too. I absolutely love it.
Later on, we'll hear one of my favorite songs in the game.
could be vibing the whole time. And that's chapter 2. I think.
Mostly. Just
Most
this
of
last
chapter
section.
2. Alright, there's Theo. Hi, Theo. So here we find out the dream blocks didn't actually exist.
They're known for dream blocks as a reason, because they're only a dream.
We've been lied to. Here we move on to chapter 3, Jack's favorite chapter.
That's a lie, it's my worst nightmare. This is the point of the run where it actually starts to pick up the pace and actually gets difficult.
Well, it makes sense if this is a nightmare because we just had the dream blocks. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. You get your boost back as soon as you go to a different room, so that's just a good way to skip that room entirely.
I forget how many rooms are in this area.
Do I have time for a donation?
Yeah, if you
Won't be
must.
nothing for a while.
Okay, cool. We have a donation from Brian Music. Born Change Jack, have a good run, and True North strong and free Canadian Mountain. Don't forget to press space, less than 3, from Robo Canadian Boy with 10 euros.
So right here at this point, this is where it becomes a split path option. There are 3 different paths that you have to take, and each one, you can take them in any order. The path that everyone takes for speedruns is bottom, top, middle. Actually, because they are the closest to the person that we're trying to help here.
Yeah. We're trying to clean up Mr. Oshiro's hotel here. It's seen better days, we'll say.
Right there was a trick, but we'll talk about that later when I have to use it again. Now we're going to be moving on to the final button, which honestly I find is the hardest one.
And there we go. One cleaned hotel for Mr. Oshiro.
Now that we've actually managed to clean up this whole area, we now actually have access to this key that we can actually open up this door with.
So we give him free services and take his things for it. Sounds like a reasonable price.
Now, in the next room, you're going to see one of my favorite tricks of the game, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no chance that I actually get this correct.
This is what we were talking about when we mentioned that speedrunners have no care for the intended way to play the game.
So here I went back to get a checkpoint because of how hard this trick is. Basically, what I'm doing here is that I'm basically doing a demo dash, which is where I have a crouched hitbox while dashing, allowing me to just skip the whole section there.
Yeah, that is very funny to see. My reaction when I saw it for the first time was immense.
And now we're moving on to my most hated area of this whole chapter.
Yeah, where Mr. Oshiro hates us because Badalin said some pretty not nice things to him on the internet. Because he's a humble little guy. He's just insecure about his hotel, and just like gets a bit angry. He's a very misunderstood man. I still can't get over how much I love this soundtrack, by the way. Everything is absolutely on point. It would even make me want to sing, but no one
There
wants that.
I took an intentional death there because I only learned the death cycle of this room, making it faster for me to do other than trying to go for the first cycle.
Yeah, the death cycle is actually different to the cycle when you first enter the room, so a lot of speedrunners will take an intentional death just to have that cycle, the cycle that they're used to. There we go, we got through your nightmare.
Yeah, surprisingly well.
Everything else is free.
Not really, but...
Shh.
Now for this chapter, which has everyone's favorite mechanic, wind. And also bubbles.
Yeah, the wind makes no sense. It goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right.
It goes everywhere. But the one thing about wind is that it actually makes your dash faster than normal if you're going against it. So in Celeste, wind is actually good.
Sideways wind. Wait, normal wind is sideways.
There I did another trick there where I did a demo dash into that bubble, keeping the crouch hitbox, allowing me to take a little skip there. Now this is the point where I said I would come back to this mechanic here, where you can jump off spikes. And you can do it as long as you're moving the opposite way from that spike. Unfortunately, this section is riddled with auto-scroller sections, so you can say a few donations if you want to.
We currently have no donations, but we might point something out because we still have some donations incentive bid wars going on. Instead of the Bring Tales Sonic One Forever, we are closing into that goal, and we're also closing into the $1,000 mark. So we are pushing it, and get your donations in because we are not there yet. Back to you.
I mean, if you didn't notice, our save file is called !donate. Still a little bit of a suggestion.
That said, we had a donation in, so can we point that out?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. We have a donation from Kamikaze 28. $42. Don't panic. Carry on. You hoopty fruit.
This is one of my favorite chapters purely for the amount of auto scrollers. It means I don't have to do anything. Because when I do have to do something, it's brutal.
Now this next section is honestly a pain because the wind gets stronger at this point, meaning that it pushes more and more. Meaning that you're barely able to move without a dashing.
Unfortunate.
Keep on miss dashing by accident.
Yeah, this game is brutal. Like I said, you need to be on point with this game. Otherwise, it's just not going to work.
And now we're going to go on to what I think is my favorite chapter, and also has a pretty cool mechanic in it as well.
Yeah, here we follow our newly found friend Theo into a strange mirror temple because he needs to get some pics for his Instagram. Influencers, guys. Yeah, so
Now here I'm going to try for a trick where I can go insanely fast using this block.
yeah,
Unfortunately missed it, but that's fine.
absolutely no skill cap or no speed cap whatsoever.
Now here we're going to go off the normal path so we can get a tape which unlocks the B-side to this area. The B-sides are just shorter versions of the chapter, except they are a lot harder. And if you unlock it and beat it before doing the A-side, it still counts as you beating the chapter, allowing you to move on to the next one.
So believe it or not, it is actually faster to get and do the B-side than complete this chapter normally.
Same could be said about the next chapter, but I'm unfortunately not at the skill level to actually do that yet. Now, this part is probably the hardest part of the whole thing, just because of how precise it can be at these points. And also has the best music in the game.
I agree. I hope the chat is full of cat jams right now. Or a similar emote.
The gems are coming out.
What an amazing sound. I could fangirl over the soundtrack all day.
Now we wait for this bubble to go across the other side.
Bubble Express on the way.
Now here I'm going to do what's called the reverse hyper, where I can actually just reverse the direction of where I dash on the command as soon as I touch the ground. Allow me to just skip that whole section where I have to go to the left and grab a bubble. Now we're going into the dream section of this part, which would happen in the main game, where you'd be sucked into here on force.
Here we have this fish demon that hates us. Did it have an official name?
Seekers. They are known as Seekers.
Seekers, okay. I was gonna call him Greg.
Now this is the hardest room in my opinion, because of the way we do it. We're basically going to use the explosion of these Seekers after they die to launch us forward straight to the end. As you can tell, it's being a real pain to actually work with.
Yeah. We hate the fish around here.
I might just go for a safer strategy here at this point, because of how annoying this Seeker is being. And now we're introduced to Theo again. This time he's trapped in a cage.
Yeah, we don't worry about Theo and his activities. And now, because of the good friend we are, we're just gonna throw him a bunch. And they're using the power of friendship, TM, where you can just throw Theo at the blue crystals. Here we have another one of these pink and blue alternating levels.
This is the first time I've actually seen it, but yeah, this is an alternating section. Basically, what's happening is every single beat, they change things.
And there we
What
go.
I just collected there is a heart. This is the reward of beating a B-sided level, and it's used for the later levels, which unfortunately we will not be seeing with any percent.
Yeah, you need those hearts, otherwise you can't progress after Chapter 7, but we don't need to worry about that because this is any percent. In any other case, you would need to collect every heart available. Which I
Now
think...
here, these feathers, these can go in any direction that is given and has a time limit. So it's basically just 3D, like 360 analog control at this point.
And here, Badalin banished us to the bottom of the mountain here.
So we have to climb all the way back up again. And we're also introduced with the Kevin blocks, which, honestly, is a really funny name.
Yeah, I want to hear. I want to see in chat. I'm rigging the chat. I would kind of be interested to see the spelling interpretation of some of the chat going.
We do get a Kevin question mark in chat.
Yep. This is Kevin.
The reason why they're called Kevin is because the voice actor of these blocks is actually named Kevin.
I found it funny that a human was just in a recording booth making that sound.
Now here's another split path. Unfortunately, I really don't know which way is faster, so I just take either path that comes to me.
Little pinball things.
Yeah, these bumpers can be a real pain sometimes
Yeah.
due to them being sometimes unpredictable where they can launch you. Now, a fun fact about these feathers is that if you start off going diagonally, it actually gives you a small speed boost every single time you go out of them.
Yeah, the bumpers are terrible.
Now, in a moment here, we're actually going to be fighting Badalin soon.
Well, fight's a pretty strong word. We're aggressively convincing her that we can climb the mountain and that you should join us. Just using sheer force.
They also say that in chat.
I'm expecting to see a lot of hey-yas in chat.
Yeah. Bless you. Yeah, so Badeline's pretty scared right now. She doesn't want to believe that we're able to climb a mountain and is trying to kill us in the process.
Now this is the point where we've gotten too far to her and she's getting really angry at this point. Meaning that everything's going to get harder than what it was, and the music's now going to change.
Unfortunate.
Kenny got trapped in a corner there, so I couldn't really get out.
For pure chaos reasons, I just want to initiate this.
Well, unfortunately it won't be lasting for long because that's the end of music, sadly.
No. Can we like download an MP3?
Well, now that we've actually convinced Madeline to join us, we now have 2 dashes, meaning that we don't have to land on the ground immediately after we dash.
They finally truced and combined and lived happily ever after. But not yet. We have a mountain to climb. So here we come up to the final chapter of Any %, which is every chapter in one.
Yeah, I am incredibly nervous because this is actually on track to beat my personal best of this whole thing, which is what is surprising me here.
No pressure.
right now my PB is 47 minutes, like basically directly on 47. So if I manage to beat that,
It wasn't the story behind that. Just we were making a submission video for UKSG and you PB'd.
yeah, at the time that was what I did. But then right after that, I got a better PB by 3 minutes somehow.
Well, there we go.
And I thought I wouldn't be able to beat it for a long time since it was literally my best splits ever that I've ever gotten. And then we move on to Chapter 1 again.
It's so fun just watching Jack do this. Like, he just does a lot of stuff that I wouldn't even have thought of doing in this game.
Now that we've done Chapter 1 again, we're moving on to Chapter 2. The one with the dream blocks back again. This time we're not dreaming, so they're actually real.
Aren't they just blocks then?
They're still known as dream blocks since you first seen them in the dream sequence.
The song gives me so many goosebumps.
Now we're on to Chapter 3, which, honestly, this is the worst point of this chapter. Anything with these moving spikes or anything like that usually are the worst chapters.
You got this, Jack.
Gonna leave it re-enter so I can try get the correct cycle there.
And now we move on to chapter 4.
Never
Time
mind.
for a quick donation.
Yeah, that's alright.
We have $25 from Conjurance 110. $25, Connie, Bosch Habash. And that puts in the lead for $940 in total. So we are only $60 away from that $1,000 mark. So people, come in with your donations. Get him now. Back to you.
I mean, what's worse for you, Jack? The wind or the chapter 3? In chapter 3 in general.
Chapter 3. Wind is I actually quite like the wind since it actually gives your dashes a bit more power behind them. Now in this part there is a skip, but unfortunately I do not know how to do it, and it's just better to do it like this due to how difficult it is to actually pull off.
I just absolutely love watching Jack play this, especially in person. Like, you have every right to call me a skill issue haver, but it usually takes me over an hour to beat just chapter 7. Yet here's Jack beating the entire game in under 50 minutes. Oh, unlucky.
Unfortunately I messed up the timing again.
Yeah.
Next time I'm actually just going to wait longer just so that doesn't happen again.
It's very easy to mess up and press retry instead of skip cutscene because you can sometimes restart before the cutscene actually triggers.
Now here we're going to go into a secret area here, which is actually meant for the crystal heart of this chapter, which in the A-sides they are completely hidden, and you have to find all the different things. In this chapter, you have to get a crystal in every single part of these chapters, and they all go together to make a single part. Unfortunate miss sash there, which caused me to die sadly, but
I absolutely love Madeline just going across half the level. It's so funny to see.
now here I'm going to be abusing the demo dash feature.
Hey, here's
here,
another skip.
where you have these buttons on the ceiling which you actually have to press in order to move up these things that are blocking the way, but you can just demo dash underneath them. As you can see, as I'm messing it up though.
Yeah, it's really... unlucky. That was close.
Some weird grip there that happened on those blocks, but I managed to save it somehow.
We stay moving.
I Don't know what happened there, but apparently Madeline lost grip and fell down there. Now we're moving on to the final section of this chapter, and I guess the whole speedrun. It has these markers here, which are checkpoints that count down from 30 until the very bottom.
What if you just like skipped all of the ones you could skip? What if we had a real level of danger here? We're not killing the estimate, are we? Surely not. Would that be me rigging the estimate telling you to do that? Oh, he's doing it. You know, I was joking.
This one I do kind of need, due to this part being kind of difficult to actually pull off.
Some of the checkpoints some of the checkpoints you're unable to like skip. Some of the checkpoints are required. Oh, they're counting down, that's what they're doing.
Now for my favorite part of this section, which is the up one section.
Welcome to Counting with UKSG. $16. Also, upwards rain. I don't know.
I don't think it's supposed to be rain, but I think it's just wind.
In Scotland, anything is possible. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I'm gonna have to hold up my hands, Jack.
Not for much longer, because this is the final section.
Time is coming up when we touch the flagpole.
And skip the cutscene.
Oh yeah, I got you. And that is
3, 2, 1.
time.
And I absolutely demolished my record by a whole minute and a half.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I really did not expect to do this. I'm just gonna let this play out.
So is there anything you would like to shout out here?
On you go.
Okay, everyone follow Master Jack O'Woe. I've been Cherry Fold, apparently. It's okay. Yeah, so twitch.tv/MasterJackO'Woe. He streams, you know, every blue moon.
I've recently been getting back into streaming. I need to breathe after this.
Yeah. That's what a mountain will do to you.
I'm just going to be going into this final screen to show.
To show that we got absolutely zero. We got 1 strawberry.
A single strawberry from Chapter 3.
That is a crust pie.
Well, I don't really have anything else to say, but this is just it. I can't believe I managed to beat my record by 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, that is absolutely insane. How much did you beat it by?
1.5 minutes.
Hey, that's nice. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we wanted to say.
Yeah, that's literally it.
All right, catch your breath. You crushed that PB. You crushed that game. Amazing run. I never seen that before. It's such a hard game. Really, really amazing. All right, thank you so much for showing that run, Master Jacobo, and also the co-commentator. Amazing, guys. Thank you so much, and welcome to UKSG 2024 Red. And next coming up is Howling Mad Mike with Wonder Boy in Monsterland with any %. And that's an interesting one, because he's going to play that on the Atari ST. So do stick around, and we'll be right back.